if you could, just tell me your name and where you're from.
My name's Catherine Attaberry, and right now I live in Sheldon, Missouri,
I see.
kind of out in the sticks.
I see. I see. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
um, I I came down with breast cancer about in 2002, and I was just in my 40s, and nobody in the family had ever had it, and it was a trying time, but I survived.
Tell us a little bit about what your experience was with the treatments for the cancer.
I went through surgery. I went through quite a bit of radiation. I went through before that. I went through quite a bit of chemo. I went through the whole thing. The
what did
surgery,
that do
chemo,
to you?
radiation.
What did that do to you physically?
Physically, it really took a toll on me. I did a little better on chemo than some people, and a little worse than others. But I was very sick. I had 2 different types, and I was sick the whole time, and I used marijuana. It helped. Somebody else that had been in an extended family had brain cancer, and he used it up until he died, and he stayed alive a little bit longer than what they thought he would, about 2 more years.
Well, how did cannabis benefit you?
It benefited me because I'm kind of chunky, but I didn't want to eat with the chemo. Did not have an appetite, did not want to eat. I was a nervous wreck. I would smoke and I could eat.
Really?
I could smoke, I could sleep.
Really?
And with the radiation, the same thing. I started to get my appetite back a little bit, but I could sleep. And there's just so much stress that goes with having cancer. I mean, your hair falls out. You don't feel good. I'd had grandbabies born during this time, and at one point I'd had the surgery and I couldn't hold him, and an emotional wreck, and it helped. It helped. And you're on so much pills. You don't want to take another pill when you're going through that. It was much better just to be able to smoke and to rest and to smoke and to eat. And I'm just too old to, whenever we'd come up, I lived, like I said, in Sheldon, I'd have to go to treatment to Kansas City or to Joplin. So, and then when I was going through chemo, I'd have to go up there and we'd stay overnight and stuff. And I'm just too old to have to worry about carrying a bag of pot with me, and traveling with it. It's just...
Well,
and I tell other people who had cancer, that had stomach, also it helps with your stomach. Anyway, it did me. Your stomach's just in knots all the time. And I tell people, try smoking. And if they're older, they don't want to hear that because there's just too much, I don't know, stigma, I guess, that goes with it. People are older and they don't want to, it's illegal and nobody wants to try it.
Well, it must be really difficult too for someone who is, particularly someone who's older, to be able to have access to the cannabis and any other risks and factors and such. That puts a lot of stress on a person.
It does. And like I say, you're just too old to want to worry about that. And it does help. It helped me a lot.
So what would your life be like if cannabis was legal for medical purposes in this state?
A lot easier. Like I said, now I'm in my 50s, and that's just too old to worry about getting pulled over by the police. It's just, or at least if we could grow it at home. I live out in the country. If I could just grow some for my own personal use.
Well, financially, it creates considerable stress as well. Trying to treat a serious illness like that as well, and then let alone have to deal with it. You're getting the only medicine that really works for you, having to get it from the street makes it that particularly more stressful, doesn't it?
And plus that, there's still the stress of whoever's getting it for you get in trouble, because usually, in most cases, if it's for medical reason, it's a family member that's helping you out. It's not, you don't pull up on a street somewhere or,
Well, it's unfortunate. There's a lot of patients across this country who have to do that.
Yeah,
have to go out on the street and buy from somebody dealing out of their car or something. You don't know what you're getting.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And you don't know what kind of trouble you're getting yourself into either if it's from a stranger,
Most definitely.
But, yeah, if it was legal, things would have been a lot easier. Probably would have been able to use it a lot more than I did.
How are you doing now?
Right now, I'm great.
Doing well. The cancer's under control.
Yeah, everything's under control. I'm doing good, but I still talk to people that are just, you know, that have just been diagnosed with cancer and stuff. And like I say, I do tell them if they can't eat, if they can't sleep, you know, if your stomach's in knots, you know, try smoking. And normally, I know it would help them, but they won't do it. You know, even if I volunteer to get it for them, they don't want to do it. They're afraid of all the legalities and you know, they don't want people to smell it in their house or anything like that. And if it was legal, that would all be gone.
Well, that's what things like this is all about.
That would be gone.
It's about educating people about the truths about cannabis, and that's what this is about. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you for letting me speak.
No problem at all.